1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3. Hey, oh. Okay. Audio seems to be working so far. It's Berserker Dynasty here, and there's 3, but this time it's a reboot. And I positioned my position. Anyways, now, people have been looking forward to Darksiders 3 for a while now. So here we go again. And I kind of completed the whole game off screen because a lot of the times my recordings have been pretty abysmal, to say the least. So let's try this again with a little less crashing. And still, the same thing applies to my new playthrough reboot of this game. Still starting on story, which is the easy of easy modes, even though it's considerably just as hard as Dark Souls regardless. So here we go again. Oh, and also I just a quick update, got myself a new phone. So yeah, that's the thing.
Universe teeming with imperfection, misery, sin.
Okay,
Among the
just had to adjust my
stars
volume.
of both heaven and hell, this query is known as the riddle of sorrows.
Yeah, let's get on with it.
Sin is itself a part of the grand design. Is not sin, then, by definition, divine?
I don't think so.
A question for the sages. No one particularly restless bunch kept a robust relationship to the topic. The Nephilim. Spawn
Curse union of angel and
angels
demon. Yes, we get it.
Warriors, relentless, unsent. Until they were betrayed by 4 of their own. War, death, fury, and strife. The 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Inconceivable power was bestowed upon the traitors by those sworn to maintain symmetry twixt order and chaos.
Wow.
The Charred Council. Bear witness as the Council holds court to end the Nephilim war balance. This is the new pact. War, bringer of worldwide fire. You are the juggernaut of all pain. Death, dark
Bringer of worldwide fire, Dark Soul of Eternity, and who else? What else? Endless spirit of timeless unrest.
You are all that is unsettled in the hearts of that which lives and breathes. And finally,
The terrible engine of rage.
terrible engine of
Now we got our 4 horsemen ready.
You are the machine that
Are we to waste our time on ceremony, or are we to fight?
Yeah, I mentioned this before.
recognize horsemen.
Fury's a bit of a
You are the
bitch.
most impatient of your kin. The least predictable, dancing on the edge of your own reality. Your brothers understand the undertaking set before them. But do you?
Still talking. Shall I have Death fetch us some tea, or
The animation
can
in
we
this
get on with
picture
it?
is pretty good. Pretty good. Well done, THQ Nordic.
Your role in this story is yet to be written. I wonder,
2
will
thumbs
you
up
light
even.
the flame of creation anew? Or stomp out the embers for good?
I won't spoil it since I completed the game, so yeah. And I've also learned
Dreams
the
more
majority of the
thrilling than
trophies
reality.
here too.
Had I known the new pact would be so exciting, I would have let walls separate my head from my neck then and there.
Wow.
Is it possible to die of boredom?
You are so lonely, aren't you?
Rampage. Bored as I am, perhaps you're just lazy. If I didn't love you so much, I'd kill you just for something to do.
Wow, that's something to say. Huh.
The call? Finally.
Oh. Wow.
Please, please, please tell me you're a planet of demons that needs slaying. Or two. War. What pathetic fate have you brought upon yourself, brother?
Watch your tongue.
Do not
I may be
piss
least
off Liam
favored of all
O'Brien,
before,
dude.
but my
Or do
tongue
that.
never found me chained to a rock like some dog.
I don't want to trigger any feminists out there.
Approach us.
I take it there is a mess that needs tending to.
Though you jest, you speak true. War has broken his vows to this council and shattered the seventh seal.
Yeah, no. We saw in the first game that this isn't true.
The apocalypse. Why would he...
We know not. Yet. As we speak, Earth falls beneath the spears of heaven and the hammers of hell.
So the horsemen are to ride.
No. While the Charred Council seeks to understand how and why the traitor war has committed this abominable act, there is a matter that requires delicate attention.
You should have called Strife. He's the delicate one.
The 7 deadly sins have been released, by whom we cannot say, but the 7 roam the earth, free of our prison. The balance between order and chaos is already in jeopardy. The 7 cannot be left unchecked.
That's for sure.
War is in chains. Death is missing. Strife attends to other matters. The last time you faced the sins, it required all 4 of you.
I can handle those fools in my sleep. But when this task is complete, I demand that you grant me my rightful place leading the horsemen.
If you would trade obedience for a title, so be it. But never make a demand upon us, horsemen. You depart immediately.
Wow. Oh, that's as usual.
Greetings, Miss Fury. I must admit, this is a fortuitous fate.
A watcher? You doubt my allegiance?
You know, for Watchers, I kind of find that one a lot more tolerable than the one that Mark Hamill voiced for back in the first game, at least. In fact, hold on. Hold just one split second here. I have these 2 games. That's right. The first and last game, second game, prior to this one. And the War Mastered Edition is basically awesome all on its own, and the Definitive Edition has all the DLC already put into the data of the disc. This, however, I have to buy the Season Pass for. Even though it's taken far too for fucking ever to get into effect.
Please, be not cross. I am such an admirer. Scratch that. I'm a fan.
Okay, I gotta point this out. I kinda like that Watcher a lot. She looks cool.
You are the horseman. The only one that matters.
Now I'm beginning to question my judgment.
Enough! I will allow you to accompany me. Just stay out of my way.
I will be as unto a shadow. Steadfast. Silent.
More silence!
Go!
Bitch.
Seek out the place called Haven. Your quest for the 7 deadly begins there.
Wow.
Fury. Wait. Whatever has passed between us, search your heart. You cannot believe I am guilty of these crimes. Something is wrong with the universe. Be vigilant, Fury. Forces conspire against us. Heed my words!
war is innocent. Bottom line, the 4 horsemen were set up by the council. Plain as that. Plain as that. And yeah, I think the only few that actually give a shit about not having it certain as all hell, certainly not the forces of hell. Also, when you get the pre-order of the game, you can also choose this for an armor, the Crimson Oath, which basically looks just like the base armor, only it's a lot more red. And before I had to delete my other videos just for the sake of the reboot, I wore this armor the entire time I played this until I beat the game. Now, one thing you can do here is kill enemies, but yes, I already know. Souls, yes. Blue is currency, green is basically the replenishment of Nephilim's Respite, which is basically my health potion, and yellow is the gimmick of the first and the second game. Well, the reason why I say first and second is because Nephilim's Respite is basically a health potion from the second game of Darksiders 2. The gimmick for the first one is that it's all souls. Oh, and Jameer is here, or rather mentioned. He was in the second game that I had to unfortunately fight as Dynasty. Good thing I got all my skill sets already on hand. Even though I can be sometimes difficult. Although, sometimes I wish, or rather wonder, can I come back here? Can I even ever come back here to this very spot at any point in the game? And even after I go to face the final boss. Okay. Yeah. I mean, even if the city has gone to the dumps because of the apocalypse, it still looks pretty cool. Almost a near Automata-ish. With a little fucking religious context here, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, seriously, I am a person who is the blood of angels.
Fury. Lost one of 7. I just know it. I hope it's
The fuck was that noise? Ugh. I have a feeling I might not be alone here, even while I'm recording this. Oh shit. First hit of the entire game. Hey, can I try that again, buddy? You know, all the things that I like about this game, the one thing that I hate about this game is that in the previous 2 games you can summon your horse once you acquire them. Well, for the first one you had to acquire Ruin as War. For the second game as you already have Spare. For Fury and Rampage, it's never quite a thing yet. I can't exactly ride on a horse in the 3rd game. And believe me, the reason why is quite haunting. Sad even. Also, unlike the previous 2 games, you can sprint by pressing down this control stick as a button and whatnot.
A haven for what? Vermin?
Humans, mistress.
Adorable. Build a house of sticks during the end of the world. Where exactly do we go from here, Watcher?
You know, even though Fury kind of starts as quite the bitch, I can make a few choices in this game which can allow you to make said choices that would allow Fury to not act like such a bitch, but rather like a mother towards humanity, I guess.
I know not but what the Council commands, Mistress. The quest for the Seven begins here.
Envy.
Mine! Humans, Haven, everything here! Mine! Move on, horsemen, or ye be mine too!
I'm on a mission.
Third person.
Protecting humans? Humans think creation favors them. They are apes, crawling through dirt.
Quite the grudge you're carrying.
What they have, I will take. When they have nothing left, they will be my playthings until they break. You cannot stop me!
So says the weakest of the seven deadly ever, or rather, a version of envy. That
Oh, I
version of
don't
envy.
want to. Humanity is tragically overrated. I am not here for them. I'm all yours.
Wow.
You're not good enough to face me.
Oh, crap.
Killing you is even better than I imagined.
Takayo.
Pretty. Come and get it.
Ah! That's mine!
That should act. That's the more greedish.
Mistress, not to be a bother, but weren't you supposed to catch Envy?
I did.
Alright. Yeah. Well played. Okay.
This talisman.
It's a vessel. Envy used it to hold energies from the rest of the Seven.
It will make a fitting prison for the others once their physical forms have been broken.
Ah.
If I may, there is a well, a sort of hum emanating from the talisman. That glow
will indicate when one of the seven is nearby. I know.
You are all that the Council promised, Mistress.
I'm beginning to enjoy the sound of your voice, Watcher.
Uh-huh. Right. The Talisman of Sin. It will guide you to the deadly sins. It is displayed at the top of the screen and directs you towards the nearest sin. In other words, it's your compass. So I can't exactly go back up there. There's no point. Ah, a lurcher crystal. Yeah, one thing you should know about lurcher crystals, you gotta save up on them. Because if you die with your souls, they can only come back as lurcher spirit things that, well, basically only appear when you die. And you come back for them. Basically, like a Dark Souls mechanic after you pick up your souls. Same thing here. So if you want to pay a visit to Old Man Volgrim, you gotta keep your crystals on hand and don't shatter a single piece of it. Better to save up on the stuff you have while you can. Oh, and also, I think you should know about this game. You're gonna be getting a whole lot of stuff.
I would be remiss in my duties if I didn't point out that even with the talisman, locating the other deadly sins will prove a challenge.
Finding envy was easy enough.
That was a gift, one I would not count on receiving twice. Envy was also, by far, the weakest of the deadly sins.
Anything else to add?
Only what I assume you already know. The armies of both heaven and hell have cordoned off the world of man into various areas of influence. Look around us. The upheaval we have seen is the very personification of the struggle between order and chaos. You have set for yourself an unenviable task, given these environs.
That's what makes it fun. The other sins are hiding across this shattered world. They strike at angels and demons alike in their own selfish bids for power. Their hubris will lead me right to them.
Perhaps, but you will need assistance.
Whatever I need, I will take, Watcher.
Now that can give me more than certain. Yep. Now we can't go back. And there is a Volgrim spot right
I
the
knew
hell
that
here.
war would one day unleash all this. But seeing it... his gifts are impressive.
May I remind you, Mistress, you have appeased my horsemen.
Come on, Volgrim. Yeah, you see this? You see this spot? These will serve as checkpoints for Volgrim. If the V in the circle in the middle of that eye wasn't obvious enough, that's Volgrim's spot. You'll be lucky enough to find all the points of the war when you lose. Because, much like Dark Souls, if you don't light that bonfire at the place where you're going to need, at the place where you're going to need to activate it, chances are, if you die, you start at the last checkpoint you arrived in. Oh, and also, as if it wasn't obvious enough, just like Dark Souls, there's items Like right over there. That's just the tip of the iceberg. See? Oh, and don't worry, we'll come back for those soon enough. We just don't have the necessary power-ups for it. But other than that, it's nice weather from here on out, in a way. If you catch my drift. Oh shit, fucking hell. Hey, bitch, I was in the middle of something. Oh, and same thing goes for these. These kind of walls are also important. We'll get a power up for those later. Soon enough. Hopefully. Where do I even go? Also, the directional buttons you see on the bottom left corner, that'll come in handy later too. Be sure to utilize that as best you can. Oh, and see these? We'll get a certain power up to deal with those later. But for now, we can't do jack shit about them. I have no regrets. Okay. Here we go. I hate the knife throwing ones, they've always caused me so much grief.
Perhaps there are human survivors.
Not my concern.
Not your concern? Oh, right, there's always the ever infamous thing of loading screens. Just always a pain, always a pain.
That tree. It's impressive. But is it just me, or is it out of place here?
That's a maker tree.
It is a maker tree.
Ooh, nice shard. what they can do. They just temporarily make your video for the time being, so thank you everybody so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please expect more of this in the future, and as always, later nerds. Berserker Dynasty out.